This is the third Briggs & Stratton plastic carburetor I've had to fix this summer, so I thought I'd help you guys out and show you how to fix this very common problem. I fixed my neighbors, I fixed another neighbor, and my dad is a retired principal, so he has nothing to do. Bought a $20 Walmart lawnmower that doesn't run, and voila, same issue. Briggs & Stratton plastic carburetor. Won't start, so really easy fix. Stay tuned and I'll show you how to get it running. So today we're going to be looking at a Murray lawnmower. Like I said, my dad picked this up for 20 bucks at Walmart. Didn't run. They're getting ready for fall. Manager said, hey, I want this off my showroom. Make an offer. So I gave him 20 bucks. Turns out a customer bought this lawnmower, used it, and brought it back because he said it won't start. And that was that. So our luck, right? All right, so before you guys go tearing things apart and checking for spark and draining the gas tank and changing the spark plug and changing the filter, here's a really easy step that will solve all your issues at once. I want you guys to take some starter fluid, spray it in by the air filter area, and fire it up. Okay guys, we just answered 3 questions with that simple can of starter fluid.
Okay, stop back by. Don't worry about your boy now. He's doing good.
It ain't got no gas in it.
You see there, Scooter? Things are the simplest things first.
We've got spark, we've got compression, and we don't have a locked up engine. It's not seized. So I'm gonna take a wild guess and say we got a dirty carburetor. One of the jets is clogged. It's real simple, just follow me. All right, first thing I'm gonna do is drain the tank. You guys could either tip it over or suck it out. I prefer to suck it out, it's less mess. And then we're gonna take out the old gas, dispose of that properly, not in your yard. And we're gonna take off the air filter, give that a little clean, take this housing off, and get to the carburetor right under here. And that's where the magic happens. So let's check it out. All right guys, now that we have the carburetor apart, we're just gonna simply clean the outside just to get any kind of dirt or grime. Any carburetor cleaner will work. I preferably like Berryman. You could use any brand you like, whatever you wish. We're not going heavy on this. Basically, we just wanna get any kind of dirt or grime that's accumulated over time on the outside. Doesn't have to be much because this stuff's kind of expensive. You're gonna wanna remove the 2 bolts on the bottom. It's a simple 7mm bolt. Grab my handy pocket knife. Don't stab yourself. So really, we just want to pop her loose. I know this is not the ideal thing to get a pocket knife out. I don't promote that, but it's what I had handy. You'll see the float and the jets. You'll take it, inspect the, go ahead and inspect the gasket itself, make sure it's not torn. If it was torn, it would have been leaking way ahead before we took this. What we got is the float. You got 3 jets in here. What's clogged is inside here. The float's fine. You know, I'm not going to test it right now. I'm guessing the float does float. There's no hole in it. If you do suspect the float, just dunk it underwater. If she floats, she's good. If she sinks and has bubbles, got a bad float. All right guys, so now we're gonna take this jet out. I don't wanna put too much pressure on the float itself. So what I'm gonna do is just lift it up. Boom, just like that. All right, now that we've got the main jet out, we're going to clean all 3 of the jets. We're going to clean all 3 of these and make sure that they clear out just fine. We're going to do the same on the top, there. Pretty much anywhere there's an inlet or a hole, just go ahead and clean it out and make sure it drains out properly on its own. Load here, set her upside down, make sure that needle's in there, just like that. Slide your pin back in like that, and then once she's secure, once the needle's in the hole there, go ahead and pop her back in. Okay guys, now that we've got the carburetor cleaned out, the bowl cleaned out, the jets all cleaned out, it's time to reassemble. So first we're going to put the jets back in, and it only goes in one way. If you put it in the wrong way, that's on you. So just slide it in there like that and push her down, not a lot of pressure. You'll feel when she's set right there. As soon as that gasket gets in there, you'll feel it. Then we're going to take our bowl, and like I said, make sure that the bowl is on the left hand side when you reinstall. Let's turn this around like that. In there, we don't want to dismount the gasket or the O-ring. That's going to seal her up, so we don't want to agitate that seal at all. Next thing we're going to do is reinstall our screws. Hand tight, hand tight. If you put these in with your impact right away, you will strip them out. I have stripped them out. We're dealing with plastic here, so put your bolts back in hand tight. And that just goes for anything. Always hand tight. Write that down, kids. Because you will strip these out. All right, once we got those in fairly good, got them in the threads, go ahead and tighten her down. One little ugga-dugga. Not much. Don't need to over tighten these. Do not over tighten these bolts. If you do, you're gonna strip them out. You're gonna have to buy a new bowl, probably a new carburetor, or you're gonna have to jerry rig it together. It does not need to be tight. Now that we got our carburetor all back together, let's put it back on the mower and see what happens. So she's all back together now. Moment of truth, let's try to fire it up. I hope this helped you out. When it comes to Briggs & Stratton plastic carburetors, or pretty much any carburetor of that fact, looks like plastic's the direction everybody's going. So thanks for watching, thanks for your time. If you have any questions, let me know, I'm here to answer. And remember, your craftsman is showing.